Hello, my friends. I hope you were enjoying your spring break. What's supposed to be your spring break? Let me tell you where I'm supposed to be right now. Right now, y'all, I am supposed to be in the Bahamas on a beach. And I'm stuck at home with Fred. Yep. You're supposed to be with your granddaddy. Yep. And me and your grandmama are supposed to be on the beach in the Bahamas. So, on another note, I hope you were enjoying your spring break. Hope you were at least able to do something fun. I hope so. I've been painting. I've been painting some stuff to go in my laundry room. Because it needs some decoration. So I've been painting some stuff. And figuring out what I'm going to hang in there. So, today I have another version of the Three Little Pigs for you. Like I said, it's it's called Alaska's Three Pigs. And it is written by Arlene, Laverde, and illustrated by Mindy, Dwyer. I hope I'm saying that right. Y'all, I am awful at pronouncing names. Awful. So we are not going to sing our song because this is a kind of a long book, and I don't want the video to be too long because it takes forever to load. Alright, so Alaska's Three Pigs. I've never seen pigs in the snow. I don't think they'd like that very much. What's this page called? If you said the title page, you're right. Here we go. Once upon a time in the wilds of Alaska, there were three little pigs. Now, these little pigs had traveled a long way to build homesteads in Alaska's bush. They each wanted to find a piece of land on which to live and grow big cabbages. They arrived on the frontier in summer, during the bright, warm days of the midnight sun, when the sun seems to shine all through the night. So in Alaska, they're near the North Pole. They go through this time where the sun never sets. So they never have any darkness at nighttime. The sun's still shining. So it's sunshine, like daytime, all the time. And they have to get these really thick curtains to put on their windows so the sun blocks it out so they can sleep at night. And then they also go through this time where it's dark. So, I don't know if I'd like that. I don't think I'd like that. Sun at night, dark all the time, I don't know if I'd like that. It's too nice and sunny to work, said the first little pig. Let's go camping instead. Good idea, said the second little pig. I'll pack marshmallows so we can toast. And I'll bring my fishing rod to catch salmon in the rivers, said the third little pig. So the three little pigs spent the long days of summer hiking, camping, and fishing. I don't think that's a good idea. Spend all the summertime enjoying and not building your house. What you go live in when it's wintertime? Just saying. I would love, y'all, side note. I'd love to go to Alaska to catch salmon and eat it fresh, but I don't do the cold, so it ain't gonna work for me. But soon the first autumn frost came, and the sun no longer stayed out all day and into the night. The third little pig said to his brothers, "We've had a good time, but now we must find land and build our homes before winter comes." The pigs put on their heavy, thick coats made of fur, down, and wool, and started out across the frosty frontier. This is supposed to be a can of Spam, but it says yams. It's sweet potatoes. This says to be a can of Spam. But Spam's made of pork. When the pigs had traveled some distance, the first little pig said, "I'm tired and have walked far enough. I'll stop here in this grove of spruce trees to say goodbye to..." goodness gracious. So he said goodbye to his brothers, and they continued on their way. The first little pig looked around and spied an old trapper's cabin among the trees. There were chinks in the wall, the roof was moldy, and the stove was dented. Well, thought the pig, it's not pretty or clean, but it's better than having to build my own cabin. So he dropped his bag inside, grabbed his snowboard, and headed to Mount McKinley. So there's the spruce trees and the cabin. And his other brothers are going. The other two little pigs soon stopped to rest as an early snow began to fall. The second little pig decided he had traveled far enough and declared, I'm going to build my house here on the wide open tundra. So he said goodbye to his brother, who continued on his way. As the second little pig stood on his homestead, he felt big, fat snowflakes landing on his snout. Thought the little pig, it's snowing harder, and I don't want to get stuck without a roof over my head. The little pig cut down some small willows growing alongside a nearby river. He loosely braided the branches to make walls and patched together grass and moss for a roof. After a short time, the little pig had finished his house. Done, he cried. Then he grabbed his skis and went to join his brother. So the first pig just found a house, and it had mold and stuff. And then the second pig, he just made one out of little twigs and moss and grass. You think that's going to hold up against the winter, the big snow in Alaska? Alaska's cold. Remember, that's up near the North Pole where like Santa is. So that's going to be cold. I don't think that's going to last. The third little pig was a smart little pig. He wanted a strong house before the full force of winter came to Alaska. In winter, he knew it would be dark most of the time, and he wanted to be protected from the bitter cold and from hungry wild animals. As he walked along, the third little pig suddenly felt a cool mountain wind blow down from a glacier. Aha! He cried. He's down here. And what is this over here? Can y'all tell what that is? This is a bear in his cave, his hibernation cave. And he is dreaming. So he's hibernating, which means he's sleeping a lot. He sleeps all during the winter. So he is dreaming of what? This is salmon, and these are pigs. He's dreaming of food. He took a shovel, a pickaxe, and a sled up into the foothills and carved out block after block of glacier ice. It was hard work. He had to load the blocks onto his sled and haul them back to his homestead site. It took several trips and many long hours before the little pig had enough blocks to begin building his igloo. He carefully stacked the blocks, one on top of the other, and filled in all the cracks with snow. He then poured water over the walls so that they would freeze solid. When he finished, he had a strong, safe house made of ice. So he's building an igloo. What letter does igloo start with? Remember we talked about that? Igloo. Starts with I. Now, the third little pig loved the outdoors as much as his brothers did. But before he went to play, he wanted to get ready for the cold night ahead. He gathered wood to build a fire. Then he shoveled snow into a big barrel to melt for fresh drinking water. Finally, the little pig hooked some dogs to his sled and rode off to meet his brothers. The little pigs loved to play in the snow. Whoosh! The first little pig made big turns on his snowboard. Yee-haw! The second little pig yelled joyfully as he followed on his skis. Bark, bark! The third little pig's dog team barked happily as he mushed them all around. So it says, yee-haw! Wee! bark. But all this noisy fun woke up a grizzly bear who was hibernating in a nearby cave. The grizzly was not happy to be disturbed. He had been sleeping for several weeks and was very, very hungry. Grrr, the bear rumbled, and grrr, the bear's stomach rumbled, and the sound echoed out of the cave. The third little pig pulled his dog sled to a stop and listened. He said to his brothers, "It's getting very dark and cold now. I think we should go back to our safe new homes." It's the bear's paw. That's the northern lights, by the way. The northern lights are these lights that show up in the sky up toward the North Pole, and they're very beautiful. If we were in school, I would have an art lesson for us to do with those. No sooner had the first little pig latched the rusty lock on his cabin door than he heard a soft knock. Little pig, let me come in," said the hungry grizzly bear. Although the little pig was lazy, he was not stupid. He knew that if he opened the door, he would be the grizzly's dinner. "Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin," answered the little pig. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in," said the bear. Taking a big, deep breath, he huffed and he puffed and he blew on the little pig's cabin. Look at that giant eye compared to that pig. That bear's eye is the same size as the pig's nose. It's huge. I wish I could see Fred right now. He's on the back of the couch looking out the window. The rotten wood of the old cabin toppled under the bear's hot breath, leaving the first little pig shaking by his dented stove. But as the hungry bear swiped with his big paw at the pig, his claw caught in an old tea kettle. He started banging his paw on the stove to get it off, and the first little pig quickly ran to the second little pig's house. But as soon as the brothers were safe behind the willow door, they heard a sharp rap. Look, he barely missed the bear's claw. There's a tea kettle stuck on him. Bears are huge. Huge. Little pigs, growled the grizzly. "I want to make you my dinner, so let me come in." The two little pigs trembled in the cold. And it wasn't from the cold. "Not by the hair on our chinny chin chins," cried the pigs. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in," grunted the grizzly bear, and he huffed and he puffed and he huffed. He blew so hard that the little willows whirled around like a blizzard. In the confusion, the little pigs escaped and raced to the third little pig's igloo. So he blew the little sticks away. They still got that. Look at that. They still got their little thing of yams. That's on just about every page. Have y'all noticed that? I want you to notice stuff about the pages, okay? Like that. The three little pigs quickly shut the ice door. As soon as they did, they heard a loud pounding. Little pigs, let me come in," bellowed the bear. "Not by the hair on our chinny chin chins," answered the smart third little pig. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in," roared the grizzly bear. So he huffed and he puffed and he puffed and he huffed and he blew until icicles hung from the tip of his nose, and his breath came out in a great big cloud. But the igloo was strong. It did not tumble down around the little pigs. It didn't even budge. He's got icicles hanging from his nose. The hungry grizzly did not give up. Digging his claws into the ice walls, he started to climb up to the top of the igloo. "He'll come through the smoke hole," squealed the first little pig. The second little pig covered his eyes, but the third little pig had a plan. He took the barrel of melted snow, pushed it out the door. When the grizzly bear reached the top of the igloo, he looked down and saw the third little pig standing outside. This was his chance. Covered his eyes. What did he cover his eyes? He covered his eyes with a fork. He jumped and slid down the icy wall and landed right in the barrel of water. As the grizzly tried to get out of the barrel, the cold, cold air froze his wet fur solid. Then the three little pigs loaded the bear onto their dog sled and pushed and pulled him back to his cave where he belonged and where he would not thaw out for a very long time. The end. So they froze him. So let's talk about how this book is different from our other Three Little Pig books. So in this one, there's a bear and they're in Alaska. It's not a wolf. And the houses are a little different and how they dealt with the bears a little different. So in here, they froze him. So that's how it's a little different, okay? I hope you enjoyed this book. I will be back Friday with another one. Hope you're enjoying your spring break as much as you can. I know I wish I was at the beach. Yeah, my toes in the water. All right, I'll see you Friday. I love you. Bye.